I draw inspiration from my local nature reserve. I'm really inspired by the wildlife as seen here in timeless moments. A stormy March afternoon, I was walking around Newhaven Harbour and noticed the remains of a floor where a building once stood. I became inspired by the shapes and textures of the checkerboard imagery on the ground. It conjured up the idea around a map, symbolic of the ferry on its journey. During the afternoon, I observed a grandmother with her granddaughter interacting with each other and wanted to catch this intimate moment as they fed the seagulls and looked out to sea as the ferry went out on its journey, as seen here in the painting, A Breath of Sea Air. I've had an allotment for a few years now and developed a love of growing vegetables and flowers from seed. It's become a sanctuary during lockdown, and I love to come here with a flask of tea and absorb the nature and feeling of peace around me. Wild poppies grow around the vegetable beds, where I love to sketch their skeletal structures and the ways the stems intertwine with each other in a kind of intimacy against the land and houses in the background. I spent this year sketching and researching the effect of changing seasons that's had on the shape of plants and land, and taking these ideas back to my studio. After mixing a palette of green tones, I created the first layer of plants over the surface of the canvas. Animals, birds, insects are interwoven into the layers with acrylic paint, incorporating hand-painted or stenciled imagery. I like the painting to gradually reveal itself, developing the surfaces and compositions to create a sense of place. I've incorporated houses here that overlook the allotment with sheds and pathways. The idea for the painting has evolved from sketches recording growth and plants from the land of the allotment. Botanical plant imagery is in the first layer of wildflowers and herbs and weeds that grow around the vegetable plot. The shapes and texture of the surface is evocative of aged walls, tapestries and frescoes. I recently completed a sitting guilds in horticulture where I developed a better understanding of plants and structure. Latin names of plants I became interested in and decided to incorporate them into my work. I have a love of dahlias and with their rich intricacy. I've started to paint the surface in fine detail, and the sisters in perfume garden painting led from my dahlia sketches that will be on show at the Kellie Miller Gallery.